Listen up.
It's the number one voice of the tri-state. I'm number one. It's Cooking Up 215. So let the show begin.
Turn me up.
You already know who it is. It's your boy Smooth, and this is Cooking Up 215, where we get you up close and personal with your favorite artists, entrepreneurs, shakers, and move makers. And boy, we got one of South Philly's finest move makers and shakers in the building, man. We got Mr. Dawud Bey himself.
Yes, sir. Let's go, man. Let's talk about it. What's going on?
Oh man, this is a long-awaited, and perfect timing at the same time, because I'm loving what you on right now. Right. You know what I mean? I feel like you on your entrepreneur, black excellence. You know what I mean? You giving the game out. You teaching the youth, and at the same time, you just showing them that you could do this on a whole different scale. That's right. And I feel like that's just the time we in right now. Like we need to see that, and we need somebody giving that game out. So I feel like this is perfect. You know what I mean? This is perfect timing. Like,
yep. For me too. You know, I've been checking y'all out for a minute.
Yeah.
You know, seeing how y'all rolling out y'all programs and everything.
Facts,
the look of everything, and the fact that y'all feeding people. I couldn't wait to
you know you got to feed some black people. You know what I mean? You got to have that food the black people come through.
You know, so it's an honor to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, man. And I like to tap in with people that really, like, you know, your name is nothing light. You know, not just yourself, even in your family.
Right.
And then even beyond that, like, I'm hoping we could get a little deep with this one, because I don't think they understand, like, the lineage of the Beys, not just your family, but the Beys on a Moorish aspect.
Right.
And how deep this shit get. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's like, I told you, man, I'm on a whole different wavelength right now. Everybody on some bullshit with the way they moving.
And I feel like,
yeah, we gotta get a little different. And I feel like, even with you and your family as big as your family was, like, did that Moorish aspect play a key in your life at all?
Oh man, major role. I was actually just having a conversation about it the other day, just in reflection. You got to figure, my dad was a Muslim or Moor in the 50s.
Damn.
So I was just reflecting. I was just like, man, you know, the civil rights movement didn't kick in until the 60s, you know, and so to be a black man, you know, with that kind of courage to stand up to say that I'm a black Moor.
Yeah.
You understand?
And they scared of that.
Because it was hard to even show some kind of dignity to stand up to say I was just a black man.
Facts.
So here is this guy, he's walking around with a fez on, you understand, you know, saying that he's a black Moor, a Moorish American Muslim.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, it's like to have that kind of courage and personalities in the 50s.
It's crazy.
I said that was a hell of a guy. So
that
I'm talking about my dad,
right,
and his personality and the type of personality that he had. And just that reflection on that alone to show you what the type of character that he had. So being a Moor and understanding the history of the Moor, you know, today they call it like the woke culture.
Yeah, being woke.
You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, we've been woke for a long time.
Right.
You know, because to be Muslim in the 50s and have some kind of consciousness of who you are and where you come from, and to have biblical names. Like all of my siblings, since the 60s and 70s, we had biblical names. I'm born Dawud Bey. You understand? So to have a biblical name like that was something strange back in the day. Right. You understand? It wasn't popular to have a Muslim name.
Facts.
You understand? So to have the name Dawud Bey and Khadija Bey and Rabia Bey and Khadija Bey, and you know what I mean? Yeah. It was in Kenyatta Bey. That was my dad's name and my brother's name. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, making that transition from the Moorish Science Temple community and then going into the Nation of Islam, I asked my dad one day, I said, why did you name us Bey? You know, because back in the day, the Moors, they had two groups, basically, of fractions. One was known as the Beys and the L's. And the L's was more so of the intellects. You understand? And the Beys was more of the warriors. So I asked my dad, because I like to function off of intellect, you know what I mean, more than people really realize. But I asked my dad, I said, why did you name us, you know, Bey instead of that? He said, well, because I was more militant and I leaned towards that, and they was like the protectors of the house of God.
Right. Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I understood it, that, he gave us the name to have purpose and meaning to it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not just the sound of the name or how it was. It gave you meaning and gave you things to live up to. So that was a major thing, just having that name. And Dawud, was named after the prophet of God, David. You understand? Dawud means David.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yep. Yeah. Dawud means David. So, I asked my dad too. I said,
why you do that?
Because I had a cousin named Suleiman Bey. He fell with the whole JBM thing and Craig Haynes and them things and all that. But me and Sue was very close, and I asked my dad, why you didn't name me Suleiman? You understand?
Yeah.
And my dad, he was militant, bottom line, because Suleiman is actually one of my favorite prophets. You understand? And one of his favorite prayers was that he asked God to bless him with knowledge, wisdom, and above all, understanding. Mm-hmm. And he was a man of wisdom and ruled the universe, in the wilderness, and had control over animals and things to that extent like that. So I'm like, man, this guy was a real powerful guy. Like I said, man, why you name me Suleiman? You know what I mean?
What he said?
My uncle named my cousin Suleiman, my Uncle Sam Christian that's my Uncle Sam Christian's son. Okay. Suleiman Bey. So he named him Suleiman, and my dad named me Dawud. Dawud is the father of Suleiman. You understand? So my dad, again, he said, well, Dawud slayed Goliath with that one stone. Damn. And the one stone represented his faith. So he slayed Goliath, the giant, with his faith. You know what I'm saying? So that's part of the reason why, the name was so significant and gave you purpose. You understand?
Yeah, facts. Yep. Because, one of the things that growing up, originally they teach you to, we slaves and we come from slavery and all this type of shit. And people used to say, it was to diminish you and I always used to think, man, that shit don't slow me down. Because I'm going to go outside, I'm going to look good, I'm going to get a dollar, I'm going to hold my head up high. So you could tell me I came from slavery all you want. I never looked at it as it brought me down a notch. But then I realized, I just was feeling, disconnected. Just, you know what I mean? Just looking at the world the way shit is, I don't fit in properly. Just the way niggas act now and the things they do, what we put on a pedestal versus what we need to put on a pedestal, I just don't see it. And it was just man, I had a break. My brother, he was like, man, you gotta watch the Hidden Colors joint. And it was man, I watched that shit and I was like, this is what I needed, because now I understand. It plays a part when you understand where you from and what you truly represent, you know what I mean, who your people really are. There is a power to it. You get what I'm saying? You could find some guidance just in knowing what you come from.
That's right.
Whether you walking that walk right now, but it just show you, if we was able to do that then, ain't what's gonna stop us now.
Well, it's always about understanding. You can't know where you're going unless you understand where you
came from. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's really important to do history. Even when they do biological researches and stuff like that, they may do ancestry reports on you to give you what your diet should be, based on where you come from. You understand?
Yeah.
So it's things like that. It's always important to understand where you come from and understand how scientifically even things function with you as a person. You know what I mean? So you got to study the history. You know what I mean? It's good to know that. And that's part of the problem is people are operating just off of feeling.
Yeah.
You understand? But when you jump in, if you jump in a Bugatti, most of us, when I jumped in my Tesla, that I had, I didn't know how to drive the car. You understand what I'm saying? I had to get an owner's manual.
That's not what you come from. That ain't the thing you're used to.
You know what I mean? But you got to have an owner's manual. You understand? You got to have guidance about how to do certain things. You know what I mean? So for me, Islam was the owner's manual of my life. You understand? It showed me how to, apply certain things in my everyday life to help me give structure to my family, help me give structure to some of the ways that I was thinking and things like that. Even though I missed the mark on a lot of different things, but at the end of the day, I still had a certain amount of consciousness about that.
Like, and you still got a guidance about you. You still understand, and I could tell that family is a big thing when it comes to the Bays, even just y'all family as a whole. You know what I mean? The way y'all carry each other, support each other, and always just building that legacy for the young ones that come. I feel like that's needed, man. Like that's what we're supposed to be doing. You get what I'm saying? I feel like we don't get that these days. It's so much, even though y'all name is due for itself. Like, you know what I mean? That's the name and the brand and the motto.
I'm literally getting ready to copyright the name.
The do for self?
The do for self saying in general, because I want that to be synonymous with our family. Like, you understand?
I think for us it is.
Right, you know what I mean? But it's like, and it's perfect for now too. Yeah. Because like when you look at the state of the world and how the world is changing, it's like we have to organize, you understand, and create a black agenda.
Facts.
You understand? Like we strong and super powerful and have a lot of various capable individuals, but we too scattered. You understand?
Thank you.
Like you see other communities and other ethnic groups and things like that and nationalities, these people are able to organize, which makes them more powerful than us. But the actual power that actually be, we control all of that stuff. You understand what I'm saying? But we just too fragmented.
Yeah, and you hitting the nail on the head, because that's exactly how I felt. Like it's like we got some of the biggest people in almost every industry when it comes to
the whole market corner.
Yeah, like we have some of the biggest names, especially when it comes to influence.
Right.
We influence the world.
Which is one of the biggest commodities.
It's the greatest commodity. That's why they lean on it so hard.
That's right.
Whether it's sports or entertainment, we are the Goliaths in these realms. That's like, right. You know what I'm saying? We the ones who run these industries, but yet we always seem to somehow always separate, and it's like nobody is putting together this coalition to help uplift us as a whole.
Let's just bring it to a local standpoint, you know what I mean? Because that's like a macro level, but let's bring it to a micro level, bring it more so to Philadelphia in general, on what the potential that we have to do here in Philadelphia. You understand? We have a lot of potential here. You understand? And what happens is it just takes time sometimes, because there is a lot of work being done. You know, I don't want us to get into that habit of talking about what we don't do and what we can't do, because there's a lot of things that's being done. Yeah. You know, and was being done in the past. But when you have certain hiccups, you understand, it takes a while for other leadership to emerge. You understand? And when other leadership, when other to push the envelope forward a little bit more. Yeah. Because we lose some of our most valuable assets. You understand? From an intellectual perspective, like leadership perspective. Right. You know, even with them trying to take down, you know, Kenyatta Johnson even. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, you know, a lot of our leaders be being attacked. And when we lose our leaders for certain things, it sets us back many years. You understand? So now is the time. Whereas from my point of view, how I look at it, I see a lot of emerging developers, black developers, black entrepreneurs, black podcasters, different people that's doing different things and able to open up other revenue streams through corporate America. Right. You understand? So now is our greatest moment to organize and come together, you know what I mean, and bring some kind of leadership. We need people, and when you try to build something special and something big, it can't be one-sided. It have to be a thing that's you have to help build the entire ecosystem. We need to have people like, you know, from like yourself, from the podcasting with media, people from the entrepreneur business perspective, developers and contractors and
so like how they had it back in the day, where there was somebody in every industry.
Coming together though, coming together, you know, whereas we all in one room and we setting our political agenda, our economic agenda,
a black party.
You understand, right? Where we should begin to start setting up ways where we organizing in our communities with committee people and ward leaders and stuff like that, and block captains and stuff, you know, from a grassroots level, and bringing people together. So when we trying to make decisions or we trying to get things done that's in our own interest, This is what everybody else do.
And it's easy. Yeah.
Everybody votes for what their own best interests are.
Yeah.
But you have to organize that from the ground level to the top to make sure that we build a certain amount of consistency, a certain legacy, and a certain amount of protocol amongst who we putting forward. Because I believe a lot of times we don't be putting the best foot forward.
Yeah.
Our Democratic Party sometimes, anybody be just jumping out there, running for different positions and stuff like that.
Yeah, I definitely, it's still every man for themselves. It's not organized. It's not based off the community.
Exactly.
It's whatever that person's ambitions is. And that's the
and
problem.
Back in the day, there used to be order.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I want to get into that. We got, you know, I could get carried away when it gets to this, man, because, you know what I mean? But even you yourself, you come from a very colored background in a sense of, and it's crazy we talking about like coming together and in the community and stuff like that, and just having a movement. Like you come from a time where you was involved in some things that may have set you down, you know, your own little path. You was once facing like up to like 100 years at a point.
You know, statutory.
What they put on you?
These people wanted to cook me for sure.
Yeah, and for you, even growing up in that time and being part of an organization like that during those times, like what was that like for you?
It was dark. It
was
dark moments, like, you know what I mean? And I think it's really important to tell the truth about how those type of things impact us, like, you know what I mean?
For sure.
I mean, you know, of course we could talk about the glory days, you know what I'm saying, making money, you know what I mean, getting things and having what you want in life, but at the end of the day, the impact that it have on your community and your families, I think that's a conversation that need to be opened up sometime from people who actually lived it. You understand? Because sometimes the streets lie to the youth a lot. You know what I'm saying? We glorize it, but it's nothing wrong with telling the truth about it, but you don't want to glorize it in the sense of not telling the real truth on how you don't get that other side of it, right? Because it's dark moments, like, you know what I mean. Especially in my situation, we had one of the most sensationalized cases in the history of Philadelphia. Yeah, you know what I mean. And to be that person, you know, where you see your name, Dawud Bey versus United States of America, you know what I'm saying? It's like you against the world, like, you know what I mean. And the rest of your world sometimes abandon you. So that's why with family and stuff like that is really important to be able to go through those type of situations. I was in solitary confinement for 4 years. For 4 years in solitary? Wow. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. And like, what type of impact did that itself have on you? Well, it was good and bad. Okay. To believe it or not. You know what I mean? Because solitude can do a lot for you sometimes, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's all about how you prepare for that moment. You know what I'm saying? You know, and living the life that I was living, there's no way I could not have been thinking about going to jail. You knew eventually this is something that was going to happen. You know, like just keeping it real, like, you know what I mean, with myself, like, you know what I mean? So you always kind of preparing yourself mentally, you know what I mean, mentally for that type situation, but it's like, you know, that's when those prayers, those days that you was fasting, the disciplined days working out and different things that you was doing to, you know, to do self-motivation and self-strength, that's when those type of moments come into effect. And just the way you was birthed and was born. Right. And upbringing, you know what I'm saying? So what initially got you, you know, into the whole organization? I know that your dad was originally part of Black Mafia in a sense, and then you JBM. So, like, I knew you grew up rough. Your mother was arrested. You 15, 16 years old. You know what I mean? Growing up, poverty, shit like that. When did you make that like conscious decision and knew that you was headed down this road? When my mother went to jail. That's when it started. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's time to step it up. Like, you know what I mean? Just certain reality just smack you in the face. Tiffy, y'all guy, he also burnt down the house around that time. Oh, Tiffy the one who set the house on fire. I never knew it was Tiffy that set the house on fire. Yeah, Tiffy set the house on fire. That's crazy. I fucked Tiffy up too, y'all. You know what I mean? Back in the day on that tip too, I fucked him up about that. You know what I mean? But that's crazy. It's things like that, man, that just can accelerate your life in different ways. Yeah. You know, I remember I was telling my niece one day about decisions. And how certain decisions can just change the total trajectory of your life. Facts. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, this things or circumstance You understand? This happened for me, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, what I wanted to be, I wanted to play ball, you know what I'm saying? Growing up in the hood, playing ball and stuff like that, you know what I mean? You know, so that's something that I wanted to be, a ball player, like, you know what I mean? But then life be lifing, you know?
That's a fact.
Things be happening, and I started doing house parties, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. And just trying to make a way when my mom went away and stuff like that. And then, the crack epidemic hit.
Was you like the man of the house at this time? Like, I imagine your mom going away. You said your dad wasn't necessarily around like that.
I want to remember. I gotta remember
running shit, or
well, I gotta remember because I was talking about that one day. I remember when my mom asked me for some money one time. This is when I kind of really knew I was the breadwinner. You understand? I remember my mom asked me for some money one time, and I was like, man, ask such and such for it. She's like, well, you know, he ain't got it, whatever, this and that. He ain't. And I just knew it was my responsibility. Like, you know what I mean?
It's on me now.
Right. Even though I was the baby of the family, you know what I'm saying? But it was like a responsibility that I kind of felt that was on me. Like, you know what I mean? So I kind of can remember when that responsibility came, like that aha moment.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, it's just like you got to do for self.
Do what you got to do.
You gotta do what you got to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, your mom depending on you, family depending on you and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, I ain't had no problem with that. I love that responsibility anyway. Like, you know what I mean?
That's what we, as men, that's our natural habitat. Like, right, you know what I'm saying? It's natural for us to go ahead and say, all right, I'm about to carry it. I'm going to do what need to be done to make sure everybody is good. Yep. And like you said, though, decisions can change your life like that. Because it was like, even myself, like, we went through some shit. We went through this crazy case with stealing cars and all this so crazy shit. And it was like a huge case. They made a big spill about this shit. But when I sit back and I think about it, it was just all off. It just one decision. Just like, you know what I mean? It was like PPA took my car. I needed a car.
No wonder you don't like
and
PPA.
Then, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't fuck with PPA at all. Like,
what was going on? He was ranting earlier about the PPA shit.
Yeah, I forgot about PPA, didn't you? Yeah.
I was like, God damn, you on
I know PPA. I'm gonna shut them motherfuckers down, boy. Don't let me get a mill. This shit is over. We going class action lawsuit, shutting them motherfuckers all the way down. I'm going to war with them. But yeah, like and that's what it be. Especially when you're younger, when shit happened to you, you kind of have an anger as well. Right. So whereas though there could be other ways you can go, but due to the fact that you feel as though you so slighted, it's kind of like fuck the world, fuck the rules. Right. I'm about to do what I gotta do for me and mines. Right. And at the same time, when you look back at it, it's like, damn, I could have chose a different route. I could have sucked it up, took the loss. But it was like, fuck all that. Man, you know what I'm saying? You don't think about that. And it just leads you down that path.
And don't even worry about it now, because at the end of the day, you can't beat yourself down with guilt.
Facts.
You understand? I remember I started my Point Breeze Youth Development Program. I had this image of a person who had his head backwards and his chest face forward. Because the head backwards signified that he was always looking backwards. Because your memory, your conscience could become a burden to you. You remember about certain mistakes that you made. You're always looking back on your past. First of all, you got to find contentment with your Lord and know everything happened is for a reason.
For a reason.
You know what I'm saying?
Everything happened how it's supposed to happen.
And realize that we drive a car and the biggest window is the front windshield. But you have the mirror. And you only look in that mirror to look back every now and then. Right. Because if you keep looking in that mirror while you driving, what you gonna do?
You gonna crash.
All right, so you only use that mirror to look back and reflect temporarily, again, to understand what? Where you come from and where you going.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? But you don't allow that to beat you down with guilt, because everything happened for a reason. So sometimes your memory and your conscience can become a burden for you. And so you don't let nobody beat you down with that.
Right.
You don't beat yourself down with that, because there is a protocol towards what? Forgiveness. How do you heal? How do you forgive? First of all, you got to realize what the mistake was. You understand? Second, you got to forgive yourself for it and not beat yourself down with it. And then you take it to God. You understand what I'm saying? Because you ain't gonna never take it to God if you don't realize that you made the mistake.
Where the mistake was at. Yeah.
Right. You understand? So it's a protocol even going towards forgiveness, and you got to make sure you stay within that realm.
And so just getting through everything that you dealt with in your situation, like, what was that like for you making it to that other side and becoming the man you are now after living through everything you made it through?
I mean, a lot of things that I went through prepared me for where I'm at today. You know what I mean? Because, again, everything happened for a reason. Certain things shape you, you know, to the person that you are.
Right.
You know, even when I was incarcerated and I was going through what I was going through, man, I had faith that I was coming out of there. And I felt like even the more stuff that y'all sending me through is only going to make me better. You understand?
Right.
So that's why when I said it was good and bad, as related to what that experience was. You understand? Because believe it or not, it gave me an opportunity to organize my thought process and figure out what I want to do with myself, with my life, and things to that extent like that. And in prison, it's very hard not to reflect.
Right. You ain't got nothing but
all
time.
Day. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't got nothing but time.
You know, I call it the ceiling. That ceiling a bad motherfucker. When you on that top bunk, you be up there looking at that ceiling. Yeah. Your whole life go through your head. So at the very least, it's going to teach you patience. You know what I mean? What I learned, it helped me organize my thought process and gave me a lot more discipline. You know what I'm saying? You know, of course, when you first come out, you know what I'm saying, you be like a dog coming out of a basement. You don't walk a dog, you know what I'm saying, he gonna be all over the place, you know what I mean? But once you settle down, understand what your real purpose is, you know what I'm saying, and get some contentment within yourself, you know what I mean, you begin to start organizing your thoughts and start executing some of your plans.
There we go.
So I was real deliberate about that, you know what I mean, really coming home, you know what I mean, figuring out what I wanted to do. You know, we started out with, the Tiffy had me from the break, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're throwing concerts.
I mean? Right, we did Fate of the Tri-State.
Fate of the Tri-State.
Troy Carter Jr. Yeah. You know what I mean? Did that together. And we was working with P&B Rock.
Yeah, you had Lil Uzi, Meek Mill.
Making with Meek Mills with the reform stuff. See, all of that type of stuff like that, man, was stuff that helped me really build my executive experience and credibility. Right. You know what I mean? Especially dealing with Reform Alliance with the whole Meek Mills thing. That was one of the things I really prided myself in, being able to help a guy like Meek, you know what I mean, going through his struggles and stuff. And Meek ain't believe nothing about the judicial system or the electoral system with politics and things like that. He was over. Nobody was there for him, like, you understand? Right. So at the end of the day, you know, when Tiffy, you know, him and Tiffy being so close, that was allowing us to begin to start figuring out ways to help. And I called Kenny Gamble. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He started coming down, testifying on his behalf and stuff. For the first time, we set up a Dream Chaser school tour. Took it to like 10 or 15 different schools and stuff like that. You know, and then when he get locked up the second time, we start organizing the rallies. And I said, you know what, fuck that. I'm going to just go ahead and start the petition. You know, we started the petition. We got 500,000 signatures. Back then, Coon was running point. Coon had Meek phone. I sent the petition to Coon. He sent it out to all the celebrities, and it just went viral. You know what I mean? So, you know, being able to be involved with stuff like that, you know what I mean, is historical shit. Right, facts. Is the bottom line. Like, you know what I mean? When you look at the Second Chance Act. When you look at the Second Chance Act, and you see the 280 organizations that's on that, that supported that bill, you see fine print and do for self. Damn. You know what I'm saying? That's major. Because we went to Washington at the Black Caucus meetings, advocating for stuff like that. So I kind of like start taking a position. I can't help these jokers in the streets. I gotta help get y'all out of jail. I gotta do it the other way. Y'all going to jail fucking around out there in them streets. So if I can't help y'all there, I'm gonna help get you out. Laws, go ahead and deal with the probation and parole stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that was a major experience that really, really shaped me for some of the stuff, because I took a lot of tools and information that I learned from certain executive at Reform to be able to do what I do with fine print construction and fine print companies. Yeah, we definitely about to get into that, because I definitely love the way, like I said before when we started, the way you cater to, you know, just changing the narrative and putting the youth on a better path. And
giving them windows and still keeping it about the community, even with Fine Point Construction or the Turn the Key program and everything like that. So I think it's dope. It's dope to see. But we about to get into this food, and then we're gonna get into the rest of that. Y'all already know what it is. Your boy Smooth. Stay with my guy Dawud Bey. It's Cooking Up 215. We be right back. Let's go. Wow.
It's our favorite part of the show. That's your favorite?
Yes, sir.
Ah, chef, what you got cooking? You already know.
You already know who it is. It's your boy Smooth, and this is my favorite part of the show. Time to get into that food. You already know I got my guy Dawud Bey.
Let's go.
And if you're a fan of the show, then you got to know Chef Q. What's up, Q?
I'm good, yourself.
I know, man. You fresh off a vacay. You straight off the plane to the kitchen. You acting
that
out.
part.
Yeah,
look, it's cool though. It's cool. These bags is there, but it ain't them carry-on bags.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
All right, but y'all, let's get into it today. So today I pulled out something special, okay? Mm-hmm. So today we have deep fried lobster and crab ravioli.
Oh man.
With a Creole Cajun sauce with crawfish tails and fresh lump crab meat. With a Parmesan twill on top. Like, when I say the bite all in one is just like everything, the Parmesan twill is going to taste like a chip, but it's not a chip. It's just cheese, red crushed peppers, and some basil on top. When I say it's a complimentary piece, complimentary piece.
When I seen it, I was like, she acting up today.
Yeah, she on some.
She acting up today. Q forget. She like, Dawud be at all the corporate events.
I don't be saying
that. Yeah, we outside. Yeah. You gonna get her invited in a corporate situation. This how we breaking them doors.
Right here.
Yeah, no, Q different, and I told you, Q do not disappoint. So we finna see what it be like.
All right.
Give me honest opinion.
Well, I ain't gonna get like Oskino and tell y'all to turn the camera off. Oskino, you gotta come up, dog. You know what I mean? You gotta back my plate. Make sure they up here. You know what I mean? Giving it up right.
Yeah,
pull up
there
and
we
get
go.
something that matters, like this platter.
This
right
is looking
here.
good.
There we
So I
go.
get the chance to taste it.
You surely do.
No, facts. That's what we.
Whatever one I want.
Oh, you get your own plate.
If you want to taste one right now, just for you know what I'm saying? You so historic to the city.
Do?
Right now, you want your first bite
All right, pass
on
that
camera? Go
that
ahead.
knife real quick. Okay, this is.
Oh, you're not gonna let anything suck it out? You want to cut it? Yeah, go ahead,
I
suck it
want
out.
all of it at once, like you said.
Just go on, pick it
I'm
up.
just gonna
move this over a little bit.
We doing.
Cause I want it on the right angle where I can get the right bite.
Yeah,
And that's the beautiful thing. Okay, we doing something
There you
different.
go.
Look,
I'm definitely a foodie now. You know what I mean?
it's your
Food
world.
connoisseurs.
It's your world.
let us know what it's in for. Got the crunch to it. That's his plate. That's his plate. For sure. It's like, for sure. How you feeling?
You know how you guys just look at you.
Damn, guys.
You know what's good when you on a double
You
bag
supposed to tell
and
us
look at the plate.
what it was for. Goddamn, dog. You crazy. Is it good? It's me. Alright, so at least we know it's hitting.
It's certified.
Oh, it's a ravioli?
Yes, lobster and crab ravioli.
Fried ravioli?
That's different.
Never even heard of it.
Gotta add that to the menu, right?
Mind you, it ain't dry on the inside, is it?
Facts.
And meanness and all y'all in trouble.
He said meanness in trouble.
You know what I mean?
That's family too.
K and all that.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
I might be in trouble.
Yeah, that thing.
look.
You was supposed to take one bite. He demolished. He said, "I'm gonna just angle this way," and it just disappeared. Listen, as you see, I told y'all, Q price just going up and up and up. Y'all keep sleeping. Q, let them know where to follow you, how they can get with you. You know what I'm saying? Book your services.
Look, y'all can follow me on Instagram at chefq_cutthrough. Okay, y'all might as well come through. Get me, come get a platter that matter.
Yes, sir.
And pull up, like, y'all keep eating that Alfredo every weekend. Stop cooking that for that man, okay? He tired.
Q been on here a million times and she ain't cooked the same thing 2 times. That's crazy.
Never make the same thing.
I gotta step y'all game out. But listen, man, y'all already know it is. Your boy Smooth, Dawud Bey in the kitchen. Chef Q, get with her right now. I'm telling you. Let's get back to the show. Let's go.
Certified.
You already know who it is. It's your boy Smooth is Cooking Up 215. Still here with my guy Dawud Bey.
Glad to be here.
Listen, man, Chef Q came through as always with the
Even
blessings.
glad to be here.
With the blessings.
No question.
Yeah, you already did your thug dizzle like.
Y'all.
Listen.
You know what I mean? I don't know how to follow instructions, but the props.
Nah, it's so cool, man. We want you to enjoy yourself. That's how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to eat good, enjoy your situation. I guess now it's just like it's time for me. I gotta see what it's in for. I ain't get to see nothing yet. Like, you know what I mean? Oh, man, but I mean, you can still eat too. This that time.
We gonna give me the green light. You already know that. I'm just chilling right now. You know what I'm saying? You said
I'm taking a little break, a little breather. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what's in for.
Catch up with me. You was pretty pro with that, man. I see how you threw that thing up in there like that there. God damn! You made sure you got the chip up in there and everything. You see that, Chef Q? You know what I'm saying? So this is how you be having them, huh, Chef Q?
Oh my God.
I see what's going on. All right.
Oh man, that was
shout out to Cameron and them, you know what I'm saying? You know what
that was diabolical.
Right, that was a pause moment.
That was diabolical.
Diabolical.
That was a stop, cut, and fuck a pause, cut scene type joint. Like that was crazy, but it's cool. You know what I mean?
This is delicious, y'all.
Yeah, no, it's a good joint. This is real good. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy that.
I kind of been getting tired of food, y'all. It's like no matter where you go,
it's the same shit over and over.
Same old, dog. What country? No matter what city you go to, salmon, chicken, steak. Oh, meat and potato ass country, like you know what I'm saying.
That's a super fact. I went out.
So I just like different stuff like this.
I went out to Puerto Rico. I was expecting something different.
No, you're not gonna.
It was a lot of the same shit.
Right. Go to different islands. It's the same old things, like you know.
I think that's why I lean on.
But
I think that's why I lean on like African food. So like my grandpa was African, so we used to get like cassava leaf. I eat cassava leaf, fufu, all that type of shit. It's different. It's just something different. Like, you know what I mean? Like you just said, like, it should get monotonous eating the same shit all the time. So I feel like African food definitely give you a little something different. But shout out to Q, because as y'all see, Chef Q don't never, do the same shit twice. And that shit always right. Never the same thing twice, and it's always right.
That's right.
That's a commercial right there.
It's definitely.
But, we gotta get back to you though.
You, y'all. Make sure y'all tap in. You know what I mean? I'm hard to please. At the end of the day.
Yeah.
This food is delicious.
You really a foodie on some shit?
I mean, I come from the old Nation of Islam days where people really cook. From scratch and everything like that. You know what I mean? My mom, legendary. My sister right now, legendary. Latifah Bey. So at the end of the day, we had a steak and take back in the day.
Yeah.
So we was always into food. Steak and take was one of the businesses that the Nation of Islam started back in the day. And my dad was Steak and Take number 3. We owned it right on 24th and Tasker. So they used to have them all over the country. I was raised to build revenue and stuff like that. Where the bean pies was sold at, the carrot cakes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The cheese hoagies. You know what I'm saying? We started that stuff, you know what I mean?
That's crazy.
So at the end of the day, in most places you couldn't even go find beef bologna nowhere.
There's a lot of shit, man, that we just don't do no more. And I really feel like we missing. I feel like we missing that spirit of back in the day.
Community.
Yeah, that community spirit, but it's just, I feel like it's crazy because we have so much knowledge available to us now.
Much more.
As well as extra resources. People is making the most money they ever made in their lives right now. And at the same time, there is people that's broken than they ever been in their lives right now. True. You know what I'm saying? Because the shit is like, you either got to get with technology. It's a lot with it. It's different. It's a different time than it was. I feel like years from now, there'll be some shit where there'll be like post-COVID and pre-COVID. Because the world was different.
Yes.
Pre-COVID.
The world is changing, man.
Yeah, like the shit changed between that year or two, or 3 years. It changed a lot.
It's really scary in the sense that people don't really pay attention to what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
And I don't think we are alarmed enough.
Yeah.
The stuff that we see, even going back to the George Floyd days, reflect back in your mind the things that we've seen. Cars being blown up, police cars being flipped over, blown up, people chasing the police out here in West Philadelphia down the streets.
Yep.
You understand?
Right on 52nd Street.
All of the looting and stuff down Center City. And I lived down Center City at the time, so I used to ride my bike down there after the aftermath and stuff. It was like a third world country. You understand? And that was like a frightening time on where the cup could have been tipped over, so to speak. You understand? But then fast forward and looking at where we at now and seeing all the things that's going on in government, and even this guy, even Kurt, what's his name? They got killed?
Charlie Kirk.
Charlie Kirk, they got killed.
Yeah.
Right there, broad daylight, 2 assassinations on the president's life. Like back in the day when Ronald Reagan got an assassinated attempt, it was such a big thing. Yeah, it's not big. That was big. Trump was big, but it just faded away.
It's like not even as big. It's not even.
It's not as big.
It's like they spark it up to make it seem as big, but it diminishes so fast that it's no longer news. In 2 seconds,
because like conspiracy theories of the events and stuff like diminish what really be going on.
Yeah,
you understand? And I just think that we, as a people, are not really prepared. Because you got some vicious people out here organizing and, you know what I mean, buying all kind of guns and everything like that. And, like, they stripping us of all our rights of owning guns and stuff. It's just like, you know, these dudes is acting like, you know, kind of bold out here.
Not bad.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and then they killing each other, you know what I mean, for certain principles and certain rights that they feel is, you know, is relevant of what's going on in this world right now. So I was having a conversation with Tiffy, actually, and a few of my nephews and stuff about just how the world is changing, and it's really time, because to go back to what you were saying, it's going to be the haves and the have-nots.
Yep.
You're not going to be able to the middle, because like you say, the reason why back in the day it was different, we did have a strong middle class, where you could live off of $75,000, $80,000, $50,000 a year and live a comfortable life uptown. Germantown, where the girls is pretty and the grass is greener.
Yeah.
that was middle class.
For sure. Yep.
Now everybody from the scattered houses from the projects that they closing down, they all live uptown now. So all of them neighborhoods is, you know what I mean, saturated, you know what I mean, or whatever the thing like that. But at the end of the day, it's just like you really, and it's just like money just like evaporates. And I'm a guy that's, you know what I mean, I'm making money, generating money, building, you know, revenue from different streams and stuff like that. And I'm like, how the heck is people surviving out here?
Right. Because it's like you could be making money and still realize I'm not making enough money.
It evaporates.
I'm like, yeah.
Literally, I'm talking about like
enough
poof,
money.
It's gone.
Facts.
It come in, it's gone.
The one phone call, one bill, any little, your car fucked up a little bit. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Insurances is high, food is high. So it's just like, man, it's time to really,
one misstep, 10 grand.
Yep, easily. And that for some people, cause again, like we talk about how certain decisions can change the trajectory of life. Certain circumstances
can change the
trajectory of life. That forces you to do something different.
And that's the thing about our community. Whereas though, I mean, I understand that it was done on purpose, but that is where we always run into this wall, because it is that a lot of people jump into these situations because the circumstances are that,
what was done on
that
purpose?
Deep. Whereas though they made it to where we would end up needing to do something drastic and to make a change, because a lot of time they is them.
Cause I hate they, y'all.
You know what I'm saying? Like Colin say.
I hate they.
Like Colin say.
They trick you out your spot. I be like, who the hell is they?
They is
you know
them.
I mean? You know they hitting on, who they?
They is them.
Like,
them folks.
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? Because when you say they and them, they know who the fuck they is.
They know who the fuck they is.
Like, but it's certain shit that it was put in place to force us there. Even right now.
Systematic barriers.
There we go. Even right now, we dealing with them talking about cutting off snaps and food stamps. What's gonna happen? There's already females online talking about they stealing everything they can from Walmart and ShopRite. When this shit is up, it's up. What's gonna happen? You gonna start locking out the moms now? Where are we going with this?
That just
to cut off benefits is fucking diabolical because food is way too expensive. And you go to ShopRite, like you got it. If anything, go to Aldi. This is a commercial for Aldi now. Go fuck ShopRite, fuck Fresh Grocer, fuck Giant. Go to Aldi because you're gonna at least stretch your dollar a little bit. But yeah, if you go buy to your local market and you go to but if you go to spend some money at your local market, you're spending at least $300 easy.
I can't never spend $100 in the supermarket.
Yeah, you go to Walmart,
forget about it.
You go to Walmart, get 10 things, $150. I promise you. Somebody show me otherwise. I promise. You go to Walmart, come out with 10 things in your bag, it's $150.
I wanted to say something, but because on my way here, me and my wife stopped at the gas station, and there was this little kid who he was taking a bag of Doritos out the store. His mom like, son, I don't have the money to buy it. Where are you going? I don't have the money to buy the Doritos. And he's walking out the store. So we're talking about now resonating to me differently. How it resonated to me when it was happening was that it was a struggling mom with a hard-headed little son, and it's just so hard to raise little boys, right? That was one thing.
You think he's just not listening?
He wasn't listening. Okay. But from this conversation, it's resonating differently. Because when I walked back in the store, she was in there crying. And what she was crying about, in hindsight now, was the fact that she couldn't afford to buy him what he wanted. And he was embarrassing her because she had to say what she had to say. But the point of it is, it's so hard, man. Yeah. I talked to the little kid for a second.
Take that shit.
You know what I mean? I'm like, what you doing, shorty? He said, I want some Doritos. I said, well, you still got to listen to your mom and listen to people. She told you couldn't have them, right? He like, yeah. And so he goes, I said, well, next time we're going to get him now, but you got to listen to your mother, okay? He said, okay. So we walk in, and I'm taking him in the back. And I don't want to say his name because I don't want to expose the kid. Right. Anybody would know him or whatever. But he had a Muslim name of a prophet. So I just started explaining to him what his name meant, who that person was, and how great of that man was as a person. But I said he listens to his parents, he listens to his mother, his father, you understand, his coaches, his teachers. Right. You know what I'm saying? He starts smiling and, you know what I mean, listening and stuff like that. I said, so you got a name of a great person. I just wanted to share that because that was something that happened today. But it's just like the point of it is that people, that was a real life experience on how hard this shit is. And I got back in the car and explained it to my wife. Like, you know what I mean? She was like, yeah, it's hard raising boys. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But that's how it resonated then. But in hindsight, as we talking about
when you see it as a whole picture,
it's other factors to that. Facts. Right now, the government is shut down. What did she ask me too? Oh, she asked me something about the union. Her dad used to work at the union and stuff like that. And I could tell she could remember some heydays with her dad's past. She mentioned to me too. Like, you understand? But the bottom line is that, man, we have to. Part of the work that we do, and part of the work that I do in particular, you understand? The reason why I do what I do is because of stuff like that, right? And it's all about accessibility. You got to make yourself accessible to people. You understand? You can't be that standoff person. You go on my page, my email is on there, and my cell phone is on there. Right. You understand? Because I'm open for business. I'm available to the people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that you have to be able to help inspire people, to help people to see that they also could be agents of change.
And I think that more so, like even with the Dawud Bey Jr. Trading Academy, I feel like just having that knowledge accessible to the people. Even if yourself may not be accessible, but the fact that they could go get knowledge from you, because I don't think it's really about always having access to a person. Whereas though I feel like that's the time we're living in now, and they make it seem as though that, oh, I'm doing this, or I'm so busy that my time is worth this and my time is worth that. But if you got the knowledge, drop the knowledge. We don't need your time.
Right.
It's some people that if you really want it, you'll go and figure it out.
That's right.
So if you already know the route from 1 to 10, give me the route. You don't have to give me your time.
Right.
Give me the knowledge so that I can go and do it myself. Well, we got so many people that don't want to share that knowledge. But what I like about what you're doing is because, like, just me, even with me, like, I bring my brother up before, is like, we just understood the knowledge of the trades and how important it is to have a trade under your belt and how that could serve you in your life on a daily basis. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, and you giving that to the youth where I feel like they need it the most. Because even with my son, I'm dealing with that right now with my son, where it's like he's 17. So, he came up in the drill era. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm lucky to still have him because shit got real for a lot of other parents. Mm-hmm. Whereas though, I need to point them in a direction. But, college is far-fetched for a lot of them.
Right. You
need to learn a skill. Learn something that you could feed yourself on and feed your family on from here until the end of time, because people always going to need water, they always going to need electric, they always going to need gas, they always going to need somebody to build a house. You know what I'm saying? These are things that are never going to diminish. Right. But, when we was growing up, it wasn't such a light shined on it to where as though like they were taking trades out of schools. Yes. There was no programs where we could go and learn these things for free. Mm-hmm. Even right now, it's a hard thing for me to find to learn for free. Right. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I commend you for that, just bringing that to the community and giving the fact that you actually in it too as well with doing real estate. So it shows how far you can take that. You can go in I know 2023 you purchased an 18-unit building. Right. You could go from doing electric or doing, plumbing, acquire the knowledge that you need to be able to service these type of situations or purchase these type of situations.
That's right.
So I feel like
it's two things that you're saying here that's really important. One is that information is the new currency.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Big facts.
You need information more than you need money. Because how many people we know that made a lot of money and they said food with money will soon depart. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So the key is information. So my thing, I'm an information junkie, so I like to provide information to people, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So on my Instagram page, I don't talk a lot, which I like to talk, you know what I'm saying? But I believe in show, don't tell, you know what I'm saying? In film, in movies, they say you can't talk your way through a whole movie, you have to give a description. Mm. You understand? They call it a slug line, you know what I mean? So you can't just have all dialogue. Right. You have to show or tell a story through cinematography.
Things they can see.
You know what I mean? So you got to show people and lead by example and show them that they can do this just as well as you can do, but you got to kind of show them the way. So along with information is the new currency, it's just so important to be able to do things for when you lose family members. Like my son was murdered, through gun violence. So that's why I started the Dawud Bey Junior Training Academy, to help keep his legacy and his name.
We keep it real. I like to keep it real with him. Shit happens. But even like you said, so your son was murdered.
Right, so with his death, you don't want that, or me in particular didn't want that to go in vain. So I established the Dawud Bey Junior Training Academy, and we are a certified apprenticeship program through the Department of Labor. Mm-hmm. And that gives us an opportunity to be like a sponsor and be like a real certified training provider. Right. So my thing was, I actually dropped out of Bop Tech. I went to West Philly High.
Damn.
You understand? Who have vocational schools and stuff like that. Wood shop and auto mechanic shops and stuff like that. Dobbins Tech back in the day.
Dobbins was a major joint too.
Had a major vocational school. So to me, with me being involved with construction as being the founder of Fine Print Construction and Fine Print Companies, we are a minority development firm and minority construction firm. So it basically all go hand in hand, because at the end of the day, it's hard to find good help too. Exactly. So a lot of the workforce for us is dead or in jail. You understand? And then the rest of us is just out here drilling and doing all kind of nonsense that doesn't really make no sense. So it's hard for the industry itself to keep pace. Because when you look at people like the University of Pennsylvania, they got 100 years of construction work in the pipeline. Drexel got 75 years of work in the pipeline. So where's the workforce going to come from? The workforce is aging out. The guys that's qualified and that's able to do the work is getting older. The older craftsmen, it's hard to find craftsmen that do work like this.
Facts.
You understand? So at the end of the day, it's like, you know, when you're looking at the future and trying to understand how you begin to scale your business, you have to begin to do certain things to help stabilize your future. Yeah. You know, and the future is in our youth. Yeah. You know, so at the end of the day, teaching the youth. You know, we have to get them the information. And right now, we just started a program with a PHA at Vaux High School. Yeah. And trust me, it's a story to tell. Yeah. I mean, the individuals that we got, you know, a lot of people look down and think that a lot of these young folks ain't interested in working, or they lazy, or they not enthusiastic. I always, you know, been a person that I was never a pessimistic type person anyway. I always believe in human potential. Right. And this class helps solidify that type of thought process. You understand? Right. Because people really want to do shit if you offer them the opportunity. You know what I learned, because even for myself, like, you know, and like you said, I'm a person like, just like you, whereas though I lead with my mind. I like to learn new shit and things like that, but I went to college as well, but it just never was for me. Like, just sitting at a desk, I knew from the rip that I'm not about to sit and work for nobody, and then especially making particular wages. But doing electric, like we do electric, got our own electric company, it's different. You get what I'm saying? It's hands-on. It's something about it whereas though you don't feel as trapped as you do when you're working for somebody else. Right. You can make better money. You can work for yourself. You got options. Right. You can see where you can scale at. You get what I'm saying? And you feel like a man. You're a man. Right. This is what we do. We use our hands. We fix shit. So I feel like when you get that to the kids, you can give them that lane where they could see, I can do this. That's right. Because with my son is smart. He's been in private school all his life, but you put his ass in the computer too long or in the book too long, he's like, fuck that. Look, you know what I'm saying? Right. He's over that fast. But you give them something to do with their hands, they can do it. So I do feel like you said, whereas though people do feel like these kids just don't know what to do. All they want to do is drill and kill and do this and listen to all this bullshit because they don't know where to go. Nobody is giving them that. Let me put the balance on what you just said, though. Because when your electric company really start booming, you're going to need education. You understand? I would encourage to find a proper balance. Mm-hmm. And see, my thing is, it's going to school, but what are you going to school for is the key. There you go. You got to go to school for the right reasons. Mm-hmm. My thing is that I'll teach my kids, go to school to get a good education so you can become a good entrepreneur. But you got to go get the technical skills, though. Yeah. Because I don't have, I got my GED in prison. You understand? And I did some business management courses while I was in prison in college at Ashworth College. Mm. And then I came home, I went to Fox School of Business and got my certification in construction management. But the point I'm making is that had I had the proper education, I could have, you see me doing now, could have been 10 times. Bro. Yeah. And the more, but I educated myself though. But it's still a lot of stuff I don't know. But the point I'm saying is that the more education you got, the less you got to give away. Mm. Because it's the grind gonna get you the money. Mm. Your hustle, your West Philly-ness, your Philadelphia-ness, that's gonna get you the money. You got all that what it take. Mm-hmm. But then there's the back office shit. Management. The back end shit. HR shit, hiring, marketing, promoting. Yeah. You understand? Financials, bookkeeping, taxes. Right. You understand what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Managing the money that's coming in. Like, you understand? I created, and I'm always doing things on, I believe, like, large levels in the sense that I don't just try to do onesies and twosies. Yeah. Even when I was hustling in the streets, I'm going after it. I'm going to get in the car. I'm going to go.
We're going as crazy as we could go.
I'm going to go pick it up if I got to go down Florida or New York or whatever the case may be. Yeah. I'm one of them boys. Like, I ain't no safety zone hustler.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Wait for a joker to drop it off to you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So in my business life, I'm that same aggressive person. So I go get it. But now after it's all coming in, it's a different type of management. It ain't no more just counting the money with money machines and putting the money under the mattress and shit. Every dollar gotta have a name. You understand? So it's like, I would encourage to find that proper balance and make sure you send that smart kid that you got to school for business management and finance. Those are the only two vocational advices that I give. Because why? No matter what business you in, you have to know business and you have to know finance. So no matter what genre of business you in, get those two things. You're gonna be good. And then the rest of the stuff is just what you love. If you're passionate about, especially you find something that you love, and then you can also manage it, I mean, your life becomes sweeter. So it's all about now for me, man. You know, I've been able to do some incredible things. You know, we built over 100 affordable houses. Yeah,
I wanted to talk about that with the turnkey program.
Yep, you mentioned it. Yep.
So what exactly is the turnkey program for those that don't know?
Well, turnkey program is a program that was actually started by Dawud Clark during his administration. He used to be the president of City Council before Kenyatta Johnson. Okay. He retired, but he did a lot of work in regards to building infrastructures to figure out how to give city-owned land to developers like ourselves, you understand, to be able to get those properties that's not collecting taxes, that's just sitting there and abandoned. They give it to developers. I actually went to this program that he started called the Minority Developer Program. And from that program, I learned how to do business with the city of Philadelphia. Gotcha. And that's one of the main keys is once you, and I've always been involved with real estate, doing my own flips and stuff like that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
You had some issues with real estate back in the day,
I
too,
did.
right?
I did. I got indicted for buying properties, you know what I'm saying, from, I guess, some crooks out there, man. You know what I mean? Actually, I got scammed twice, like, you know what I'm saying?
But it still just showed that you always had an understanding that real estate is where you needed to be.
I always kind of felt like that, too, for sure. But in that situation, I got indicted. You understand? I own all of my shit. You understand? You don't got talking codes and none of that with me. I own all of my shit, right? I got indicted for a house scam that these guys, they had a connection with the registered wills office. And they still doing it this crap today, still to the day. Wow. And they get people who died, left their houses to people who never knew they left it to them. So it'd be left in the registered wills for 10, 15, 20 years. So they go and say, hey, I'm such and such son, fake ID, get the houses, transfer it into their name, then transfer it into a wash name and sell it to unsuspected buyers like me. Wow. Now, I always kind of thought and knew that people had connection for dollar houses where you can get houses before they go to sheriff's sale. Right. So I bought 7 houses from these guys. You understand? I had just got a loan off of one of my buildings. Yeah. And I bought 7 houses from these guys and come to find out they were stealing houses from the city.
Damn, that's crazy.
And I got indicted for it. I bought one house out here in Southwest Philly, and this lady discovered that they had stole her house, and I was cleaning the house out and everything like that at the time. Yeah. And it was all over the news. I got indicted. I ended up beating the case because the guy actually testified that he scammed me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
So you didn't have no knowledge of what the fuck they were doing.
The scam was or none of that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And I lost $700,000 back then. You know what I'm saying?
$700 back then?
Yeah, that's what put me back into the game, basically. You understand? Damn. That's I kind of contribute that trying to catch up thing. You know what I mean? Because
when you feel like you took a loss and you got to get it back.
This is my exit strategy right here. You understand? So it's like, you know, I borrowed the money, spend it with them, had to pay off the loan, had to sell my other building. Damn. You understand what I'm saying? To get out of all of that debt, like, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, You know what I mean? And then again, circumstances, you know, can change the trajectory of your life. Right. Because I went back out there chasing again, trying to make up for the loss that I made with the house, get indicted selling drugs 2 years later. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's just like, you know, it's all learning experiences, like, you know what I mean?
It led you to where you are now, man. Yes, and I feel like this is exactly where you're supposed to be. Yes. Doing what it is you want to do.
I trust Allah, and at the end of the day, everything happened for a reason. That was a major learning experience, and the bottom line, always deal with a title insurance company. You understand?
For sure.
That you're doing. That property that you said I bought out there, I paid $2.5 million for that, $2.7 million for that building. I did the transaction myself.
Damn.
You understand? On that one, because now I learned. I know the game now.
You know the game.
I ain't had to hire no realtor for that property. The title company is your lawyer. Right. The title company is your security. They make sure that the title is clear and that the transaction is legal. Right. So at the end of the day, all I did was put together a regular standard operating agreement. Here's the price. This is what you want. You know what I mean?
And got it done.
What they call it, what's it called, .com, baby, joint?
With the,
LegalZoom.com or whatever.
Yeah, with the operating agreement?
Yeah.
LegalZoom is the one. You know Rocket Lawyer.
Rocket Lawyer was the one I used.
There you go, because I got all my operating agreement on Rocket Lawyer.
But information, again, y'all, that's what it's all about. Having the proper information. And sometimes your experiences, I got a wealth of experience. Like, you understand? Like, and trust me, it comes in handy a lot. Yeah. You understand? Like, talking about the turnkey program and how the mayor got this ambition goal to build 30,000 affordable houses and renovate some of the houses as well. So learning how to do business with the city of Philadelphia put me in position to be able to be one of the largest affordable houses developers in the city. You know what I mean? So we done did over 50 as, when I say built 50, I'm talking about as a general contractor. Right. And we on the verge of building 50 as the developer. Developer means we own it. We designed it.
From the ground up.
We own it, and we built it from the ground up. And that's the thing about Fine Print. We got both. We like a triple threat. Yeah. You understand? We do everything, bottom line. Marketing, all the marketing you see on my page. My wife do all of the graphic designs and stuff like that. So we like wear every hat, like, you know, that you have to have in order to learn your business. Right. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's a beautiful experience. Being able to even to be having guys like Kenyatta Johnson being supportive of what we're doing, growing up in the same neighborhood, going through a lot of the same experiences and stuff like that, and having people that really understand how important it is to bring everybody to the table. Right. This is what I love about Mayor Parker. She started a transition team when she got elected. And most people, when they get elected, they start a transition team and then it just dissolves. Yeah. She ended up actually starting actual subcommittees and allowing certain players, all of the most brightest people, I would say, you understand, in real estate, at the table. Event planning and 2026 organizing, all of the best people at the table. Live Nation, this company, that company, everybody at the table. Education, they got all the people from education at the table. Wow. You understand? So I love the fact that the inclusiveness is there. Yeah. And for me to be at the table, I gotta represent for us. Fact. You understand? I ain't just happy to be at the table. And I got a lot of shit to say. You understand? I'm from Philadelphia, I'm from South Philadelphia. You know we real opinionated. Right. You know what I mean? And the fact that I be actually going through real life experiences, y'all. Dealing with, you know, the landlord stuff. And I believe we need landlord protection. There's so many rights out there for tenants and stuff like that. And I love my tenants.
Need some shit for the
but you got some professional tenants out there that know every scheme and every loophole out there. And you got people that just dog you. They know about all the programs. They leave you hanging and abandon your unit, leaving it all crazy and everything. You know what I'm saying? So you go through a lot. But I'd rather chase rent than chasing these jokers out here on the street.
There you go.
You understand? So at the end of the day, that's my thing, you know what I mean, where we trying to continue that and we trying to make sure that we bring the youth along for the ride.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Because, you know, we was always taught that you have to teach and train the proper soldier.
That's the key.
Like, you know what I mean? So I got my son working with me, Qasim. Got my son Ishmael working with me. You understand? They both learning. Qasim and them down there running the show, construction manager. And I'm telling you, bro, these guys come in, they learn and stuff like that. They adapt real fast. It's like we can do all of this stuff.
Facts.
You understand? Not just the carpentry.
We already been doing all of this stuff.
We can be construction managers and run the job.
Yeah, we already was doing that. That's the crazy part about it. Like we already was doing that.
That's right.
But what's you know, your end goal? Like what's next for you? What's next for the
Fine
construction
Print.
company, Fine Print, and you know the turnkey program?
Well, our thing is scalability. You know, we're trying to build the proper systems.
Okay.
You know, behind the scenes. You know, construction softwares. You know, financial softwares.
Yeah.
You know, AI.
You trying to get into the tech world?
You know what I mean? AI.
That's a different bag over there.
I mean, it's not even that I'm trying to be in the tech world. I'm trying to use it. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be ahead of the curve when it comes to understanding. Because I'm trying to really earn my leisure. I'm trying to get my life back. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, you put a lot of work in. It takes a lot of work, y'all, to do this stuff. You know what I mean? You think you don't want to work a 9 to 5. And back to that point, too, I wanted to say, sometimes it don't hurt to work a 9 to 5 to go, if that's the business you want to be in.
Right.
To go infiltrate and learn the business from inside.
There you go.
You understand? Then come back and buy the whole joint. You know what I'm saying? So don't let certain culture thought processes like the Dame Dashes of the world that make you think you're a sucker because you got to work a job. Because sometimes we get caught up. We so worried about what people think of us. You understand? And see, you got to have the mind of like to be able to infiltrate. The CIA, you don't know who he is, right?
They infiltrate.
They don't wear a uniform or none of that shit, right? You don't know if he's the construction guy outside your house, if he's the gas guy locking on your door or not. You understand? Or he the street hustler or whatever.
Right.
You understand? In other words, you have to be able to adapt. You understand? And move. This is why you see me. I'm like a chameleon. I can move in any circle. I don't care who's in the circle. I ain't intimidated by nobody. Yeah. And I'm myself. When I come in the room, I ain't trying to be nobody else but myself. And it resonates. I met a president of the bank telling him, hey, man, I used to go to your bank, you know what I'm saying, back in the day, and it was a beautiful bank. Back in the day, I used to call myself the name of the bank. I ain't going to say it right now. But at the end of the day, it's like, that used to be my number name when I used to write numbers back in the day. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling this to the president of the bank. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, my dad founded that bank. I said, really? Come to find out he's...
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? But being yourself, not just being an ignorant joker or whatever, like, you understand?
Just being you, who you are in your heart and your soul.
Who you are as a person. Because I don't have nothing else to really give you besides who I am. You understand what I'm saying? I don't really have... I'm bankrupt when it comes to anything other than giving you what I got as it relates to who I am as a person. You know what I mean? Deep. And I'm telling you, and I'm not, it ain't always easy. I'm not always smooth within my relationships with everybody like that. But one thing you know where you're standing at when you're dealing with me.
Damn. That was real. I feel like you definitely gave him something to go off with. I really do appreciate you coming through. I feel like you gave him
what's her name again?
A lot of game. Chef Q. Look.
Yeah, Q.
You saving that last one? That was that cheese chip.
No. Okay. I want to just do one more thing.
That thing here.
My public relations manager.
There we go.
Just gave me a cue.
There you go. Yeah, go process that a little bit. That's all.
What's her name again?
Chef Q.
I'm just giving you more promotion, Q.
Yeah, there you go.
Make them keep saying your name.
There you go. Say my name. Say my name.
Like my man. What's his name? Who that?
Oh, that's Beyonce.
No. Neighbors know my name.
Trey Songz.
Trey Songz. Make them say your name, Q. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
But just to give another quick drop, y'all, just in regards to the turnkey program, take it serious. The bottom line. All of y'all in here that I'm even talking to, not just your audience, but your audience too, take it serious, y'all, because it's really an opportunity. It's not, and I'm partnered with PHA, but people, I understand us.
Yeah. And
back in the day, all we knew was PHA with the projects and stuff. I don't want to live in no PHA housing. Look, we're doing affordable luxury. You understand? You getting houses in South Philadelphia that's worth $500,000 for $175. All right, so it's an investment. So at the end of the day, you're buying an equity.
Right.
You know. So at the end of the day, it's all income verification based on your income: 50,000, 60,000, 70,000. You know, maybe with a child, you can still qualify. And don't listen to me, and don't listen to they. Go online, go to my page, Dawud Bey D4S, go to my bio, and hit the link for the Turnkey program, and just fill out the application, put as much information in there that you got. Right. Be prepared. I always talk about the 5 Ps. Preparation prevents piss poor performances. So just make sure you got all your documents and things that you need. Fill out the application, and when they start communicating with you, inviting you out to housing fairs and things like that, call me. You understand? Because I want to get you in one of our houses in South Philly. Because again, like I said, down South Philly in particular, we know houses down there
they up
going
there
for $400,000, $500,000.
They worth it. And the crazy part is, it's getting like that around here. We got the house across the street going for $500,000. Yeah, it's getting real.
I sold a house up here for $700 up here on Walton Street.
Yeah,
49th and Walton.
Yeah, they
my wife like didn't even think I was going to pull that one off.
And when I say 500, that was like 3 years ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like
I did that 3 years ago for 700.
Yeah, the shit is getting crazy.
So the Philadelphia, and see everybody getting tricked out their spot because they keep saying, I don't want to live in South Philly. I don't want to live here.
That's where all the money at.
It's on fire, man. You understand? And it's all about the neighborhoods that's about growth.
Yep.
Some of the neighborhoods that's hit this peak, you can't afford to live there. So now if you're able to get a house in South Philly for $170, you understand, you building generational wealth.
There you go.
You understand? Now they have a 15-year deed restriction, meaning you can't sell it for more than what you paid for it for after 15 years. But okay, now let's figure out how much the house will be worth in 15 more years. $750.
It'll probably help you more than it's gonna hurt you.
$750.
15 years.
So when I say generational wealth,
be crazy.
That means that, especially for us, we got one girl. She was 23 years old. So 15 years later, she saw her house. She got $300,000-$400,000. She can go ahead and buy her first investment property.
Only 30 something.
And she still own the property.
Yeah.
So this is not just I'm on a subsidy type thing.
Yeah.
This is something that the city came up. That was a great idea. And for me, it's like, and y'all may not understand this, but there's no subsidies, meaning that the city is not giving me money to build the houses. So I have to build them for at a higher rate. You understand? You know, because they're giving me money, so it's union and all that type of stuff like that. We building these houses, and we going out negotiating with vendors and subcontractors to build these houses at the proper price points. So people like local 33, the District 33, and people that sanitation departments and people that's making $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a year, they can afford these houses, bro.
Right.
You understand? I see people put down $1,500 and their mortgage payments is $1,300 a month for a brand new construction house, finished basement, 3-bedroom, 2 baths.
That's crazy.
Now when I went to West Philly High and Tiffy burnt the damn house down. If I had good, stable, safe housing, that was 80% of my problems, y'all.
Stable housing?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm out. TV got me out Winfield, sleeping in somebody's basement, one of my family basements and stuff. But as a young man, just imagine, I'm 17, 18, 19 years old.
Right.
This is a crucial part of my life.
Right.
So just imagine if you got clean, safe, affordable housing. Again, situations can change the trajectory of your life.
That's why I put them in those situations.
The Turnkey project is the most important development and idea that I believe that hit this city in a long time, man.
Yeah, I think that's major, man.
Yep.
I really do commend you. You're doing your thing. I feel like you definitely is a symbol of, a true Philadelphian. Because we go through shit. You get what I'm saying? But as we get older, we recognize what it is we truly wanted to become. I say Philadelphia because I'm from Philly.
No question.
You know, my parent, he from Richard Island, so I know the type of shit. I know the type of life, and I know the type of man he is, and I know the type of man you are. You get what I'm saying?
Richard Island.
So it's like, I understand. It's just like, you know what I mean? We do go through shit. We do shit, but it is because we want more for our family. We want more for our people and our community for doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep standing up. Keep putting these youngins on, man. And I feel like it's only up from here. Yeah, you know, once again, congrats, man. You're doing your thing.
Thank y'all very much.
You already know what it is. Your boy Smooth is Cooking Up 215. We got my man Dawud Bey in the building. Make sure y'all check him out. Turn the Key program. Cooking Up 215. We out of here. Let's go.